Alright, guys, so I've had a lot of requests recently, like, how do you improve at Pokemon? Or show me some of, like, the most infamous jokes that you've either first-hand experienced or, like, spectated, and how you could improve upon that, slash, what you would do differently in those situations to avoid that end result of choking. And I don't want to go and rip on other people. There's too much toxicity going around right now, too much negativity. So instead, I'll make this a bit of a self-reflective video, but also for those newer players, those people looking to improve, or even just guys who've been around and just want to know my thought process. Either way, whatever you're into. Let me fill you guys in on some of the games. I've got one from each year: 2019, 2018, 2017, and 2016. Infamous game right here that I'm gonna go back through and I'm gonna outline some really crucial errors I've made. All right, first one: World Cup last year against Procoppa. This guy uses head ass in black white all the time. Not gonna get in. Don't even get me started on the teams this man uses in black white. This is some off the rails shit. I'm using some rain with Tornadus and Garchomp. Just some nice, casual, humble stuff. We're leading with the Pod Toad, and already I see Celebi and Slowking. So I'm like, okay, this is an uphill climb for sure. But it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I can outplay. I go to my tornadoes on the Giga Drain, and of course he critical hits me. So now already like Pursuit is gonna do 1.5 million damage to me. And I'm not leftovers. This is before leftovers turn around took off in black white. But I get a hurricane up here. It's 38%, and I taunt him, predicting him to go for Roost, and I get that right. I'm like, okay, good start. He's gonna go to Slow King. It's gonna do 50, only 50%. And he ejects out to Weavile. I'm like, all right, I gotta win the 50-50 now because I got crit. So now I'm in freaking pursuit range. Um, if he's banned, it was a roll. It was pretty super. But yeah, it sucks. And he beats me up, which I don't know why it's not Night Slash, why it's beat up, but I guess this guy's just into cheesing. So whatever. He gets 50-50. It's fine. Go right back to Politoad. He goes Celebi here. And I just double the guard. So I'm like, okay, bet. It's time to break through this core. It's going to be an uphill climb, but it's fine. He goes Scarm. Not respecting the possibility of Mix Surf, but that's fine. Mix Surf is rare shit. I get my rocks up, and now I can go right to Tentacle. I'm like, okay, Tentacle actually does really nice here, despite the two Psychic types. It's probably Toxic, I think. I spin here, and it's not Helmet, too. It's Shed Shell, I guess, so that's chill. It's the least useful item against me because it's not Leftovers or Helmet. So I go for Scald here, and so I'm like, okay, don't burn. I do burn, which kind of sucks, actually, because I wanted to Toxic off on this. But I go Latios, and I'm Scarf Latios, so that's really chill. But the Weavile being at full isn't great. So he goes Skarmory here. I think I do I surf. I Dragon Pulse. All right, I only do 24 to it, but I can go right back to Tentacle. And the thing about his team is, that while like on paper, like the Mons match up mad good against me, and it really does against my other five. He doesn't have anything like abuse Toxic Tentacles. So that's like the one like silver lining in this matchup. I Scald again, just not want to let Skarmory like up for free, and he goes Salby. That's chill with me. Now I Toxic, but I miss here, of course, on the recover though. I didn't even go Nasty Plot. Really unnecessary recover. Whatever. I get Toxic off here, and he goes Nasty Plot. I'm thinking, okay, it's probably Giga Drain plus Earth Power. Just because like his team doesn't love Tran too much. He Giga Drains though, so maybe it's not Earth Power. Either way, Farazone should wall this. I don't think he's going to be hitting Power Fire on this. He switches out, so it confirms my hypothesis. I think I go Spikes. Yeah, I get Spikes up. He goes Chomp. Like, okay, this is probably like a Chain Chomp, knowing him. So I'm going to go Latios here. No way in hell is Drake going. He goes Rocks. Like, okay, bet. Now this actually a threat with all these houses up. I think do I Surf here? Yeah, I Surf here predicting that. That was a real nice play there. And now do I just double out the Tentacle predicting something else? Yeah. Yeah, I make a really nice sequence of plays here. So I'm like vibing here. It's looking pretty good. It's looking like I can claw this game back despite pretty bad matchup and an awful start. And he lets me get the toxic on this. I'm like, okay, please don't fucking burn me. And he goes for the yawn. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I can switch out no problem. Why Leon and not go for a fish or a psychic move? Hello? I go Polytoad predicting him to go Skarmory. I'm like, okay, bet he's gonna be quicker and roost though. I'm like, oh, sucks to me, maybe, but that's fine. Get Scald off for some nice 40%. Like eventually he's gonna burn, and then burn plus Scald out damages. But he eventually like, oh damn, I can't risk this sequence, no way. So he goes to his weakened poison Slow King for some reason that I'm still unsure of. I go to Faust. I'm like, okay, you know what? I think he's Scarf Drill at this point. Because he's Rocks Chomp, so I don't want. He's not gonna be able to get spin much with Scarf Drill, so I don't mind. But he yawns, so I'm forced to double out. And I think I double out to one of my waters. I double out Tentacles. It's fine. I get Scout Movie locks into because look, he's not leftovers here, and it being Scarf like it's the only plausible explanation. So I hit him up with a protect. I'm like, okay, what you doing? He Earthquake's like, okay, that's actually kind of annoying. I gotta let my pods will take hella damage because this Tentacle is easily dying to that one Earthquake. I take rocks and I take a 42% Earthquake. I'm like, wow, that's kind of ugly. Not gonna lie. Got to get some pressure up here. He goes Celebi. I'm like, okay, chill. I toxic predicting that specifically. Don't want to risk skull not burning or some shit like that. And now I think I just do I protect or do I go? I go Pharaoh. Okay, bet. As he goes for a cover. See, at this point, I'm playing one of the better games. Like I've been much better than he has. I've been on top of momentum. He goes Scarm. That's fine. I get another layer of spikes as I go Tentacle here. And I don't mind letting this recover up. It's going to recover up either way. I've got water types up the ass, and I can spin now, so nothing you can do to really beat me. The thing about Skarmory being so bad in Black White is that A, it's useless as shit against Tentacle. B, it's useless as shit against Tentacle. And guess what? C, it's useless as shit against Tentacle, and Tentacle range all over the place. Water's kind of cold right now, but that's chill with me. I got some burns earlier, and it just doesn't matter. I go Skull here, and I crit. No burn, but that's fine. But then he whirls out fast, like, oh, okay, sure. And do I spike here to get third layer? I don't remember. Um, no, I go Tentacle here. It's like, okay, I gotta go Politoed. That sucks. He made a nice play there. And he goes Rocks. But I'm like, oh, I live this. Sure. All right. And I Skull to him, like, okay, give me some warm water. And I get the warm water. And that's real nice. Although, honestly, it wasn't coming in much anyway. But now he goes Celebi. I think I protect, or really toxic predicting this. Yeah, I toxic predicting this. It's like, okay, you know what? Earthquake is like a roll to kill best. So I'm like, all right, I don't want to give him anything. And do I go? I go Tentacle here, I'm knowing that he's not psychic at this point. And I'm like, okay, this is chill with me. He goes Nasty Plat. But now I go Feral. I'm like, okay, I still am kind of paranoid about Earth Power. And thank God I scout for that because he either bluffed it earlier or he just like kind of misplayed before because he revealed it there. I'm like, oh, thank goodness. And now do I just get I go Knock here. I'm like, yeah, all right. And do I go for a third layer? No, I double Latios, predicting him to go for an Earth Power, knowing that it also outruns everything, and Surf can just suffocate him. And yeah, now he goes Slow King, and now I go back to Tentacle. I'm like, okay, I don't even die to his Psychic, and I don't think he's Side Shock at this point. He yawns. I'm like, okay, this is actually kind of annoying with Spike's, not gonna lie. Um, do I spin here? Or do I just go? I think I just fired up Pod Dead, yeah. And that is gonna slack off. That's fine with me. And do I just Toxic here just to make sure he doesn't get hurt, or do I Scald to kill it? Yeah, Scald. Scald is 15, and Water's cold here. That's chill with me though. Now I go Tentacle for real. I spin here. Earth Power, I don't even think always kills me here. He goes for it, and yeah, I live with ease. So I like to see, so I go for a Toxic here. I think he kills me, yeah, that's chill, but now I leave him always in range. I Dragon Pulse here, like, okay, so here's what I did wrong here. I Dragon Pulsed. I should have Surfed. Surf killed this, and it killed this. This gives me a chance to spin, which is really dumb of me. This is like mistake number one. So looking back at this, if you got the battle chat, you can't see the battle chat, but this replay is like in the World Cup from last year. If you go, oh shit, my bad, my bad, my bad. But I should have surfed. It would have suffocated this. I was really paranoid about the slow king. That was bad, but I can still win regardless, no matter what. So it's fine. It baits out the drill here, but he's gonna spin, so I could just go chomp, right? And I go positive, fired it off, but he spins. I'm like, okay, but he's locked in the spin now, so I could double out, right? So he goes slow king, but it's like real healthy. But I go guard chomp, so like, oh, that's chill, no big deal. I think I'm Lumberry too. I earthquake it just to pressure it. That's fine with me. He scalds, and he gets a crit, and that really sucks because that puts me in rapid spin range. That puts me in pursuit range. And honestly, I think I had this game locked, despite my prior misplay. Given all this, so I'm like thinking, okay, what do I do here? And ultimately, I'm like, okay, I want to go for the outrage because if he goes Weavile, that lives in Earthquake, but it probably dies to outrage. And on top of that, if it always kills Slowking regardless, but it leaves me locked in outrage, and that's fine because he could go X Drill here, and then I could go Ferrothorn and chip it into range, and it'd be fine. But then I'm like, wait, I don't have my rocks up. And then Weavile like lives any one hit from Latios besides a Draco killing 50% of the time. So I'm like, oh shit, that crit really fucked me. I had 100% win without that crit basically. And so I panicked after I got crit, and I went for a fucking outrage here, and that was the worst play. That was the worst play. And I guess he called it, or I don't know, because like theoretically speaking, if I kill Slowking with Earthquake, or if I kill Drill with Earthquake here, then there's a 0% chance he wins. And if I go rocks, then I could just go right back out to Ferrothorn and just dick him. There's no way he wins if I go for a non-outrage with this drill plot. And if I fodder off the Slow King, then he can potentially win with a couple 50-50s or some luck. Like I probably would need multiple crits, honestly. Like a crit Ice Shard and a Latios, for example, that could potentially, and then a crit Earthquake. But yeah, I mean, he predicted some like backwards ass throw, or maybe he's just like, oh, he's gonna go for rocks and go to my spinner, like some like instant gratification clip, but whatever. And I click literally the only move I couldn't have clicked there. I click outrage, just trying to catch the Weavile potentially, and that was so stupid of me. And now he earthquakes. I'm like, oh fuck me. I go Latios. I'm like, okay, bet. He goes Slowking here. I can still win. I Dragon Pulse, knowing that okay, now at least this is in range. Let's chill. And now I go Ferroth. I'm like, okay. He yawns. This yawn's getting really annoying to combat, but it's chill. I double the Latios here, knowing okay, maybe he's gonna scald, but that's fine. And he gets to burn. I'm like, okay, now I'm always in shard range anyway. Whatever. It's chill. I go Draco. Okay, but now I'm still in okay position. Sort of. Because he has to get this 50-50 right. And if he doesn't, he still loses far more likely than not. So I go Pot Toad, I get it right. But like also if he locks into pursuit, then in theory I could win. But also, um, if he locks into pursuit as I switch, then I can go sorry, I'm like I can win with Pharaoh in theory. Because this is really weakened. And pursuit lock, like I could just spam spike because he kills himself with pursuit, or if I predict the turn right and I can attack, and he can't actually kill. Low kick doesn't actually kill. I don't think low kick kills Politoad. Wait, let me calc that real quick again. My bad. Revile. And this was like a max bull Politoad. Keep that in mind. Yeah, like this Weavile, yeah, it couldn't kill Politoad with low kick. So like between the barbs damage and that, I would have been okay, probably. Especially considering that he could potentially take more barb damage if he stays in. It doesn't want to go drill. Yeah, I would have won, basically. Even if I lost at 50-50 in all likelihood. But on this way, he can just lock in Ice Punch, like, okay, that's fine. And now I'm like, okay, I got to think this through here. So basically, if I go Pharaoh Thorn, then he can do enough to where, hmm, was Pharaoh better here as well? Was this another choke? No, I was not Gyro, but I was Power Whip. Right. So Ice Punch took you out to Pharaoh, and it lived the Power Whip with these. I was like thinking, wait, I'm Gyro Ball. Fuck. No, I'm not Gyro Ball. I'm Power Whip. So yeah, that. So basically, Latios has like a 60%. Let me count this. Maybe a 50-50 chance. I don't know. Latios. Yeah, a 56.3, and he actually revealed he was 4 defense. Someone told me he was 4 defense. So it's like it's still 56.3% chance to kill. So that coupled with miss, it was like slightly above 50-50 odds. It was like 51% chance. But that also, he got the crit before. And not only was it crit negation, by the way, it was crit max damage. He needed both of those to put me in rapid spin range. So otherwise I wouldn't have lost no matter what. On top of that, I mean, he won the 50-50s. And it was just really annoying. But I just can't believe I outraged that turn. So ultimately what happens is here, not only do I not kill, but I miss with Draco. So like, okay, classic. So yeah, he wins, and then it sucked. It really did suck. But let's go back. Let's go back to when I could have won this game. Well, I could have won this game all the way up to the last turns, but let's go back to this turn. Now, personally, I just got crit. So obviously I'm a little unsettled. Like, okay, fuck. I had like 100% win path. I was playing a really nice game. And then it just all unraveled. So in my head, I'm like, oh, damn. This guy's one lucky motherfucker. And I'm focusing on that. I'm using my headspace during the game that should be channeled entirely towards outdoing my opponent and finding a win path. I'm like, oh damn, yeah, feel bad for me. Feel sympathy for me. I just got unlucky on the big stage. No, fuck that. No one's out here to give you sympathy. No one's out here to give a shit about how you feel. What we give a shit about is winning the game because you're playing for your team. You're not playing for yourself. This is a team tournament. In fact, all these games I'm going to bring you, they're all team tournament games. And that's because these are the games that, in a sense, have the most at stake because you're dictating the fortune of over 10 people, over a dozen people at once, combined with people potentially rooting for your team. So, all in all, this is it, you know? And I let that immature, selfish mindset like cloud my thoughts. And then I'm like, oh, I tunnel visioned on him going Weavile. I tunnel visioned on one calc of Weavile Living Earthquake. And instead of going for the right move, I clicked a stupid move. I clicked a move that had a lose condition when every other move had pretty much an entirely likely win condition. And yeah, I was still favored to win at this point, as you saw, regardless of the outrage. Don't get me wrong, like I got unlucky here, but you can't say you got unlucky if you didn't optimize your odds. Because in a way, you're doing yourself a disservice far more than any external element is by not maximizing your own odds. So the way I see it is, if you play a good game through and through and lose to luck, then hey, hats off to you. I'm really sorry. That sucks. It's the game we play, but you did good. And there are games when I played well and that's happened. A lot recently. Honestly, Smog Tour is a prime example of it. But when you mess up like this, when you make this head ass play, the only play I can do to lose the game, it's like outrage here. As you see, then you've got no excuses. It doesn't matter how lucky or unlucky you got. No. That just wasn't okay. If Earthquake clinches enough damage in Weavile where there's no way he could win the endgame regardless, by the way. On top of that, if I click Rocks, I force a spin, I go Pharaoh, or if he goes Earthquake there, then Rocks stay up. And then all of a sudden, Weavile's in range anyway. It's like, there's so many things I could have done differently. And if I Earthquake there, then obviously I win the game. It kills this, and it kills the drill. So Earthquake was a play ultimately. But yeah, other moves would have worked as well. It's just, I fucked that up. That's totally my fault. And I deserve this loss, despite him getting 1 in 100 shit. And he played pretty poorly, too, don't get me wrong. Like, no offense, Pro Kappa, you're my bro. Like, but this team was some like weird shit, and he like got outplayed pretty early. And then I just think he gave me a lot of room to come back to the matchup, and I did. But then I did the hard part, and then the easy part, just closing the game. I messed up because my mindset derailed. So this loss, 100% deserved. And the takeaway from this is that you got to own it. You got to own all your plays, no matter what happened in the prior turns. Do everything you can until there's absolutely zero chance you win the game. Even if it's just a 1 in a million chance, even if it's just banking on your opponent to misplay, you can always find outs. And this game is so forgiving like that sometimes. And you got to make sure that you maximize it. You got to be as optimistic as you can get pessimistic when dumb shit happens. You got to always play with the mindset that if X happens, then that allows me to win, then I've got to try and enable X to happen. I've got to do everything in my power to let that happen. And as players, I think we look at things in a far too tunneled way. We tunnel vision ourselves in a lot of factions. And this is a prime example of that. And I think that we can really, as a community as a whole, get better. I mean, I think guys like ABR and Brofist, prime examples of some of the better players out there. Some of the people that I put on my all-time list, for example. They do everything in their control to make sure that they win the game. They maximize their odds to the fullest of their abilities, even sometimes playing for chokes. And guess what? Chokes happen. I won off multiple chokes in different SPL games against Fakes, even against John W., my bro. He misplayed in that game, no offense. It happens. And that's what you can't give up till the end. And after this game, I vowed that I was never going to let this dumb shit tilt me out of a serious team tournament game again. There have been some side twists where dumb shit's happened that I've kind of phased out, but in team tours, I'm never letting this happen again. That was a takeaway. And yeah, this is a rough loss, an unfortunate loss, but you got to make these losses into learning experiences. So let's get on to the next game. This is probably one of my worst games ever. Talo's a good dude, a mod, a friend of mine. I love this dude. Don't get me wrong, talk to him, but I've never really viewed him as a top player, and I still don't, in all honesty. And I think I was definitely favored going to this matchup. And I was playing real nice early on. We're not going to watch this full game because it's really long, but we're going to watch part of it. So I'm leading with my Greninja, and I guess he's scared of some lure sets. But I just go for U-turn. I'm proteins. It's chill. He goes Celestial. I'm like, okay, bet. This game's going to take a hot minute. I go to my Pex and Ringless Roscoe because I'm playing Roscoe's team. And I go for a knock there, predicting the Zam. Nice, nice, nice. He gets a Mega off, traces the Regenerator. Goes for a knock of his own for some reason. I don't know, but I'm getting a Toxic off in this because I know he's either going to recover or Psychic, and I live with Psychic, so he has to chill with me. Well, Mega lets him live that. It's fine. But now this is always on a timer. So I go to my own Celestial here, and I double my own Alakazam. I'm like, all over this. All right, we're looking good here. And I can get my Psychic off for some big damage. Playing this real nice. He's some 83% chip. He goes for Toxic, so I'm like, okay, that's fine. I still feel like I'm a step ahead. And I just got to get some damage in that Celesteela. He goes Celesteela. He dodges Focus. That's fine. I wanted to know the spread, but again, no big deal. No big deal. This is October. This is January of 2019, by the way, for those wondering. And this is a 20. No, this is actually okay. You know, we actually have two 2019 games in here. This is my bad. No 2018 games. This is 2017. This is 2016. Yeah, my bad. This is 2019 as well. I fucked that up. But yeah, so now he goes Bulu here, and I just protect. He's just kind of getting regenerated up. Like, that's fine with me, though. I got Celebrity now. He goes Pex. Like, okay, that's fine. I'm just going to heavy, so I'm not going to play any games. I don't mind just filling out what he's playing, kind of get an idea of his sequences, because he's got 10 tunnel vision. So now I go to my Pharaoh. He skulls. I'm like, okay, burn, no big deal. He gets to burn, of course, no biggie, though. I'm fine with this position. His defogger is like cart, so getting hazards up is good. He goes rocks. I go landers here trying to cut off a knock. He goes fog though. I'm like, okay, no biggie. Now he goes Pex on the earthquake. I called that. There's a really nice 82% there. And now I go Greninja here, just trying to mid. He goes Celesteela, fine with me. I go Hidden Power Fire. I'm like, okay, I can take any hit. There's no way this shit's earthquake. He's got two of the best train answers, and Yeah, he goes flamethrower. Um, now I hit pop fire, and now I spike on the protects. I'm like, yeah, I'm all over this. I'm looking real good here. I made some nice flashy plays, and now I don't mind giving this to health back. I got my spike up for nothing. He can just leech it all he wants. Yeah, that's fine, and I can threaten my burns. He goes to his unpacks again. I don't mind that, but I double sell Steela. Really nice play there by him, getting that in to get some regenerate for free. Now I go Pharaoh Throw. I'm like, okay, let me try and maybe get more hazards up, or do I just predict this and switch? I go Rocks here, trying to bait the fog. Fine with me. He goes Fogs. I go Landers again. Yeah, it's chill. We're just feeling the sequences out again. I go to this, and now I knock him off. That's great. I go Alakazam. Fine with me. He goes Celesteela. I go Shadow Ball just as a mid. It's nice 26. Yeah, I know he's got some special defense, but probably not max plus on this. Now I go Pex. I'm like, okay, get stall out PP with Leash if he starts going for it, but he hasn't. I just knock again. It's fine, and I knock one more time in case he tries to get cute. He scalds, no burn. Fine with me. I could go Zam here. Yeah, Scald. And do I Psychic here or do I swap? I can't remember. I Psychic here. And it's a 64 to this Bulu. I'm like, okay, nice. He's tripping. He's trying to mid ground me, but he can't. I get Celesteela in here. Nice chip on this. He goes to his own Celesteela. He leeches. I leech. We're really out here handshaking. Our Celesteelas just leeching each other, you know. He goes Pax. I go Greninja. So you're like, okay, this is a pretty long game. Like, how do I fuck this up? There's not really a ton of room to make like big flashy misplays here. Why would I risk anything, right? And I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, I agree. Why would I risk anything? And now I go Zam here. He goes Celesteela. I get a Shadow Ball off. That's nice. No biggie. Pex. Yup, yup, yup. I knock again. I knock again. He scalds. I go this. And now, oh my god. So now I double the Zam, like not trying to get burnt. And he goes Chomp. And I'm like, okay, I've revealed Psychic Focus Blast Shadow Ball. At this point in time, it was before people started running 4 attack Zam and SM, which they started doing again a bit more during like later that SPL slash the middle of last year. So I'm like, okay, he's probably going to predict me to go Landorus or Celesteela and either go for a Swords Dance or go for Rocks. So what I want to do is I want to go for Psychic here to get chip on this, to force chip on this, because there's no way that's recovered because of the Grassy Train, which has the worst risk reward ever. I need this for Toxic Packs. I need this to force shit with Celesteela. I need this to revenge killing because U-turn Landorus T just isn't doing it in this matchup with the Grassy Terrain plus Celesteela. I need this so bad. This is the third, maybe second most important Pokemon on my team in this matchup. I can't lose this for shit. And I've got Landorus T and Celesteela against the Garchomp. What do? I fucking go for the Psychic despite it being very likely I don't have Hit Power Resistance because I've shown him all 3 attacks. And he just stays in an Earthquakes. And honestly, I don't even care about the rest of this game. Because, yeah, spoiler alert, I lose. I can't really win without the Zam. No shit. But, like, wow. What a horrible clicky misplay. What an unnecessary read I made. And he called me on it. And that's good for Tolly. He made the right play. He called me out. He got the most of his money there. And I just threw away the one thing I needed. And here's another lesson. Here's lesson 2.0 for me, but also just for the viewers. If you're playing these kind of like methodical, like pick 'em kind of pick your spots games, picking your spot isn't worth it when the risk reward indicates that the risk is losing the entire game on the spot, and the reward is just getting chip on a fucking Garchomp or like insert filler Pokemon that could be Garchomp. The fact of the matter is that if these matchups are neutral and your teams are well built, which in my opinion this matchup was more than winnable, you saw I made nice kicking plays earlier on in the game. The fact of the matter is that there's no way I should have to risk in the game within the first 50 turns of this matchup like that. There's no way this reward net ever adds up. That was the epitome of a click and play, and he called me on it, and that's good on him. And spoiler alert, we're going to go to turn 150. I forfeit on 149. Yeah, and he won. It's just horrible playing by me on that turn, and I made some really good plays otherwise, but that was never worth it. And he wins the game lopsidedly. And I have a feeling if I kept Alakazam, I would have eventually won that game myself, just because I felt like I had a leg up on him in the long term playing, as you saw in the prior turn. So yeah, it was just really bad of me. Making those mistakes, making those risks, not analyzing the situation, getting caught up on myself. Fuck that. Um, that ain't it. That just really ain't it. I'm not okay with that. So for the rest of that SPL, it took me a couple weeks to get my feet. That was right after my loss to Zama against my Tour Finals, which really brought me down. But eventually I brought it up. I was even positive at one point. I finished 4-5, but I got mad unlucky in one SM game and a couple black white games down the stretch. But yeah, I ended up going 4-2 in black white. But I owe 3 at SM. So it's just a poor tour for me, all things considered. But a lot of better moments than this. A lot of games not tossed by freaking misplays. This was just horribly sloppy play, and no excuses. So yeah, evaluate your reward, feel out the game, know your opponent, know what you're doing, and just don't risk everything for very little gains. You know, it just ain't worth it. Even if you've got a strong feeling about it. All right, next game. This is like infamous game number one. So right off the bat, the error actually is before team preview. I didn't prepare for Gengar at all, and this was a point in SM when everyone and their mothers were using like Scarf Gengar, Mega Metagross, or Mega Mawile, Protein Greninja. This was like before USM. Faramosa was allowed, as you can see. This was SPL 8 semifinals. My team was down to their last win. Was Rata, and I just wasn't ready for Gengar, which was too prominent a Pokemon to ignore. And you know what? He didn't have a Ghost Receiver, but at least he had special defensive train and a Self Tangrowth for like pivoting. So like yeah, I just was really weak to get. I'm like, oh fuck, my Greninja's not like a good Gengar answer. And I'm like, okay, if it's specs, I've got Sucker here, outruns it, because the Scarf lives a hit and kills it, lives a hit and kills it. So that's fine, but Scarf, like fuck. And at the end of the day, this battle has really bad play in it. I'm gonna highlight as well. But in the builder, even if you're almost certain someone's not gonna bring something, which I had no reason to even suspect that, don't fuck around and try and cheese your way and saying like, oh, if he doesn't bring this, then I'm looking really good. Like that, if far more often than not, if it's like a Pokemon ranked above B plus rank, is not worth taking. Be consistent. Don't cheese for the sake of cheesing. Justify your teams. Justify them just like you justify your plays, because your teams are just extensions of your plays. They all tie back to that. Your team building, your preparation, your thought process there, that matters so much. And that amplifies into your performance, into your records, into your play. And you know what? You can be the best player in your world, but if you're bringing dog shit week after week after week after week after week after week, then your record is not going to reflect your play. It's going to reflect your preparation far more. That goes for these tournaments, that goes for casual tournaments, that goes for anything. You know what? Sometimes it's fun to bring fun shit. I get it. I totally do. And you know what? Sometimes it's even fun to do that in tournaments like SPL or World Cup or Snake Draft. For sure. These are the best of the best tournaments, but sometimes spicing it up, changing it up, you can throw a curveball to the opponent. I get it. But this is just a bad sixth. It's not a fully developed defensive sixth. It was trying to do too much offensively at once. And sometimes you got to take a step back and say, wow, I love all these ideas, but maybe picking one of these two or three ideas instead of grouping them all into one team would be for the best. And this is a prime example of that. And this is the biggest stage. And from then on out, I vowed to only use good teams. I've never regretted a team choice I've made in a team tournament game since then. And this has been like 3 years. This is March of 2017. This is way back. I was a freaking freshman in college when this happened, and now I'm graduated. So it's like way back. You already know. But yeah, we'll get into the game just to highlight one play. I actually played some. I made some nice moves here. I figured this would be Scarf. I went for Rocks here, picking the Rock. Yup, that's fine. You turn. I double the Gengar here, and now he made a really stupid play here in risking the Gengar when it was his like main quote unquote ghost resist, because he would have been in the same spot as me, but he got it right. Whatever, that's fine. He just quote unquote outplayed me. This is like a dumbass trick and click, because like he didn't actually have a check to Keldeo, but yeah, I just focused. Let's go. Whatever. Let's get to the part where it's really funny. So he goes Heat Train here on the knockoff. And that's great. I'm like, okay, I'm predicting him to predict me to go back to Keldeo or Greninja and go either to Tangra or Rotom Wash. So what I do is here, I stay in with my Mawile, which with this Tran crippled, can always like pick a kill. And I fucking go for Play Rough. I go for Play Rough into a Heatran on turn 8 of a game when I have all 6 Pokemon alive. Just let's rewind that full sentence right there. I go for Play Rough with a Mawile into a Heatran that 4 times resisted on turn 8 of a 6-6 game. You see how absolutely ludicrous that is. You see how warped my mind is into thinking, okay, that might be a possible thing to hit one of those Pokemon, but the risk reward, it's atrocious. It's the same thing as last game we just outlined. Yeah, I was a bit behind in this game. Yeah, the matchup sucked. The team was not ideal, but I could have still came back in this game. I had Knock plus Sucker. Sucker kills that Gengar. +2, so. So I stand, he goes for fucking Wisp. Yeah, he wasn't going to attack. I had a feeling he wasn't going to attack because Sucker Punch is possible. So maybe a switch would have been like likely, but he was like, why Play Rough? If you're gonna stand, go for a Sucker Punch or go for a knockoff or switch on your waters. It's just like such an unnecessary. And I Play Rough as you see, and it misses, but it doesn't matter. It's just like fuck me. That was so pet ass. That was awful. Fuck me for that play. And I'm sorry, Biggs. We were gonna lose this. We lost this. We lost. They played more games beyond when we lost this, and we lost like 8 or 9 games. So whatever, but. That was so bad. It was the same thing as Alakazam turn. Just why risk that, sometimes you think something's going to happen and it's really likely to happen, even if it didn't happen here. And you're like, okay, I can make a play for that. But sometimes making that play despite your knowledge isn't worth it. Sometimes it's best to bite your tongue and say no to your instinct and simply go for the less risky play that still puts you in a good position. Sometimes making the middle ground, mid grounds are great a lot of the time. Not always, a lot of the time though. When you're in a neutralist position early on the game, sometimes making the mid ground goes such a long way. And here, I just flat out ignored that and went fully on instinct, and I paid the price for it 100%, and I deserve that. Sometimes you just really got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to really go. And this just wasn't it. This really was not it. So yeah. All right, the next one. This game. Um, there's just a whole assortment of things. I mean, there's gonna be a point when I assume like playing nice, I get taunt here. Yeah, he recovers. Like, oh damn, nice lead here. I could just regen out. I double Latios and I catch the heat trance. So I could surf potentially. He goes Gastrodon and I surf, but that's chill with me. Because he goes heat train now, predicting the life orb breakout. And yeah, I do 37%. This is like an offensive ass heat train. Like, okay, bet. And I go Tornadoes T. Um, and I focus blast here. I'm like, okay, cool, cool, cool. I go Scizor. And U turn here. Takes helmet. All right, no biggie. He misses sleep powder. That's great for me. I go rocks. Now I go Keldeo here. And I crit the Sacred, so I'm like, okay, great. And now I go Tornadus, like letting off the gas for some reason. I go back to Keldeo, like, okay. And Tangrowth, and I go Scizor here, take the sleep. I go Train here, take the knock. All right, not much I could do. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And now I go Latios here. He's making some nice plays, but I made some nice plays as well. I'm starting to make progress. And now I I go Sacred Sword into Tangrowth, and now I'm like, okay, bet. He's gonna predict the Heatran or Latios. I'm gonna go for Sacred Sword again, just because like it's my only way to break Gastrodon. And I'm like thinking he might go to it. But like, think about this. If I take a knock or a Gigadrin with this, Gastrodon literally 6-0s me on the spot. Like this matchup couldn't be worse against Gastrodon. Latios, A, he should take advantage of me at -2. B, he should live one hit from full. Heatran walled. Scizor, it's weakened and it's asleep because he's got Magneton, which invalidates it. Landorus, he can't to kill it. Gastron can get taunted by turn C, but I'm taking Life Orb and return rocks every time. And he's doing 30% with Scald if Hero just does similar damage to Regenerator. So I just have Keldeo Sacred Sword. And I elect to stay in here. And I don't kill. And he goes knockoff. But, like, now I can't break the Gastron. Like, now I'm like, oh, fuck. And now, guess what happens? Is the Slug still alive at the end of the battle? Yeah, so are all of the other Pokemon. Because I just got fucking throttled after I just clicked that button. So again, it's just another instance of making plays prematurely, trying to get too much. You can win the game methodically, slowly, at your own pace, given the matchup. And yeah, this matchup was super uphill. And I was making some nice plays, but at that point, I didn't need to risk that. I did not. I was feeling it, maybe because I made some nice plays prior, but no, I did not need to risk that. That was so fucked up. And I let myself get 6-0. And Menspeed 100% deserves this. Good plays by you, man. Props to you. You played your game, you used your team well, and you won that game. And that's totally on me. And at the end of the day, if there's anything to take away of this story, besides the fact that over the years I've fucked around in my game plenty, to a fault, for sure, for sure, for sure, is just think your shit through. Take a step back and look at your game state as opposed to just turn by turn. There's so much you could learn by doing that. Sometimes using your timer is your friend. Hint, it almost always is if not, you're not using too much of it. Sometimes reevaluating your position and not tunnel visioning on like quick click plays is great. Sometimes having the ability to be aggressive but also turn it off when you don't need to be aggressive can go a long way. And finding that balance is something that ABR, BKC, Ojama, McMegan, Brofist, CL, the GOATs, the best players of all time in my eye, have really been able to master. And I'm getting there. And I've gotten a lot better over the last years. I feel like I plateaued from like 2013, like 2016, but then I got better again, and now I'm getting better again. And I feel like I'm one of the better players right now, for sure. But you got to learn from these mistakes because otherwise you're just going to keep making them. And I did. So now I'm trying to learn from them. Now I'm trying to reflect on them. And now hopefully you guys can see that someone that maybe you guys look up to in me. Maybe you guys don't. I don't know. But someone that's clearly has a platform, clearly has been playing this game for a long time at a high level, makes mistakes and is still trying to learn from them. You could perpetually improve. There's no like ultimate top ceiling where you can't improve ever. No, there's always room for improvement, and you need to find ways to improve because otherwise you're just going to keep making the same mistakes, keep doing the same dumb shit, keep fucking around. And that, to me, that's the exact opposite of what I want to do. That's not fun. That's not enjoyable. That's just frustrating. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this bit of a self-improvement slash how to learn from your mistakes slash choke type of video. Kind of unconventional, but Wanted to get out something that's kind of metagame analysis, kind of not. All right, guys. If you like this, please leave a like. If you like the stuff on my channel, leave a subscription. And there's some probably news that I'm gonna be hearing, not only in real life, but also on Smogon over the next couple days, weeks. I'm not gonna like. So if I go dead for like a day or two next week, I'll be around on Discord/PS still. Just might not be in the mood to upload. And maybe this news won't happen. It'll be great. I don't know, but not trying to dwell on it. Just if you guys don't see a video for a day, don't panic. I still plan to keep this going for weeks, months for sure. I'm really enjoying this, so thank you guys so much. And if you support this, leave a like, leave a comment with what you want to see or what you like about this video, and make sure to subscribe to my channel. We're getting close to 1,000 subs. We're in the mid 1800s right now. That's what I like to see. All right, guys, have a great evening or day or whatever the fuck you're watching. This is 1 a.m. for me. All right, peace.